The Ramayana, a tale of dharma, duty, and divine love. The Ramayana, an ancient Indian epic poem, attributed to the sage Valmiki, is a foundational text in Hinduism. It narrates the life of Rama, a legendary prince of Ayodhya, his 14-year exile, the abduction of his wife Sita by the demon king Ravana, and Rama's eventual return to Ayodhya to be crowned king. More than a simple adventure story, the Ramayana explores profound themes of dharma, righteous conduct, karma, duty, sacrifice, love, and the triumph of good over evil. The birth of the princess. From the sacred fire of the yagna, a divine being emerges, offering Dashrath a pot of payasam, sweet pudding. Dashrath distributes it among his 3 queens, Kausalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. As a result, 4 sons are born. Rama, born to Queen Kausalya, he is the eldest and an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, embodying virtue and righteousness. Bharat, born to Queen Kaikeyi, he is devoted to dharma and his elder brother. Lakshman, born to Queen Sumitra, he is fiercely loyal to Rama, sharing half of Vishnu's essence with Shatrughan. Shatrughan, also born to Queen Sumitra, he is equally devoted to Bharat and Lakshman. The 4 princes grow up learning scriptures, archery, and statecraft under the tutelage of sages like Vashistha. Rama, in particular, displays extraordinary qualities of compassion, courage, and wisdom from a young age. Vishwamitra's arrival and Rama's first trials. One day, the powerful sage Vishwamitra arrives at Dashrath's court, requesting Rama's assistance. He seeks protection for his yagnas, which are being disrupted by the Rakshasas Tatka, Maricha, and Subahu. Though initially hesitant due to Rama's youth, Dashrath is persuaded by Vashistha, who assures him of Rama's divine prowess. Lakshman accompanies Rama. During this journey, Rama slays the ogress Tatka and later uses divine weapons, received from Vishwamitra, to subdue Maricha and kill Subahu. He also liberates Ahalya, who had been turned into a stone by a curse, by the touch of his foot, restoring her to human form. Sita's Swayamvara and Rama's marriage. Vishwamitra then takes Rama and Lakshman to the kingdom of Mithila, ruled by King Janaka. Janaka possesses a divine bow of Lord Shiva, which no one has been able to string, let alone lift. He has vowed that his daughter, the exquisitely beautiful and virtuous Princess Sita, who emerged from the earth itself, would marry the man who could string this bow. Many kings and princes have tried and failed. Rama, upon Vishwamitra's urging, effortlessly lifts the bow, strings it, and in doing so, breaks it into 2 with a thunderous sound. Delighted, Janaka declares Rama the rightful suitor for Sita. Dashrath is informed and arrives in Mithila with his entourage. A grand wedding ceremony takes place, not just for Rama and Sita, but also for his brothers. Urmila, Sita's sister, marries Lakshman. Mandvi and Shrutkirti, daughters of Janaka's brother Kushadvaja, marry Bharat and Shatrughan, respectively. The 4 princes return to Ayodhya with their brides, and the kingdom rejoices. Part 2. Exile and Abduction. Kaikeyi's boon and Rama's exile. Years pass, and Rama, through his exemplary conduct, wins the hearts of all. Dashrath, now aged, decides to crown Rama as his successor. Preparations for the coronation begin, filling Ayodhya with excitement. However, Kaikeyi's wicked maid, Manthra, manipulates Kaikeyi, poisoning her mind with jealousy and ambition. Manthra reminds Kaikeyi of two boons Dashrath had promised her long ago, when she saved his life on the battlefield. Instigated by Manthra, Kaikeyi demands these boons: that Bharat be crowned king, that Rama be exiled to the forest for 14 years. Dashrath is devastated and pleads with Kaikeyi, but she remains adamant. Bound by his word, Dashrath is forced to accept Kaikeyi's cruel demands, his heart breaking. Rama's departure and Lakshman's devotion. Rama, ever upholding dharma and filial duty, calmly accepts his exile. He assures his distraught father and stepmother that he will abide by the command. Sita, despite Rama's attempts to dissuade her, insists on accompanying him, declaring that a wife's place is by her husband's side in all circumstances. Lakshman, unable to bear separation from his beloved brother, also vows to accompany them, serving and protecting them throughout their exile. Bharat, who was away at his maternal uncle's kingdom, returns to Ayodhya to find his father dead from grief and Rama gone. He is furious with his mother Kaikeyi and deeply grieved by the turn of events. He refuses the crown, considering Rama the rightful king. He goes to the forest to persuade Rama to return, but Rama steadfastly refuses, bound by his father's promise. Bharat's reverence and Rama's sandals. To honor Rama and uphold Dharma, Bharat places Rama's sandals on the throne as a symbol of Rama's continued reign. He rules Ayodhya as Rama's representative from Nandigram, living an ascetic life, eagerly awaiting Rama's return. Life in the forest. Chitrakoot, Dandkaranya, Panchvati. Rama, Sita, and Lakshman spend their 14 years in exile, living a simple ascetic life, moving through various hermitages and forests. They interact with sages, destroy Rakshasas who trouble the hermits, and observe the beauty of nature. They first reside in Chitrakoot, where they receive Bharat. Later, they move to Dandkaranya, a vast and dangerous forest, where they encounter many Rakshasas. They eventually settle in Panchvati, on the banks of the Godavari river, building a humble hermitage. The mutilation of Surpankha. While in Panchvati, the monstrous Rakshasi Surpankha, sister of Ravana, sees Rama and is captivated by his beauty. She attempts to seduce him. When Rama gently rejects her, she tries to attack Sita. Lakshman, in a fit of protective anger, mutilates Surpankha by cutting off her nose and ears. Enraged and humiliated, Surpankha flees to her brothers, Khara and Dushana, who rule in Janasthana. They gather a large army of Rakshasas and attack Rama. But Rama, with his divine prowess, single-handedly defeats and slays them all. Ravana's vengeance and Sita's abduction. Maya Mriga. Surpankha then goes to Lanka and recounts her humiliation and the deaths of her brothers to her powerful elder brother, Ravana. Fueled by vengeance and lust for Sita, Ravana devises a plan to abduct Sita. He enlists the help of Maricha, a powerful Rakshas who had previously been subdued by Rama. Maricha transforms himself into a dazzling golden deer, Maya Mriga, and appears near Rama's hermitage. Sita is enchanted by its beauty and asks Rama to catch it for her. Rama, suspecting it might be a trick but unable to refuse Sita, goes after the deer. He shoots it, and as Maricha dies, he imitates Rama's voice, crying out for Lakshman and Sita. Lakshman, hearing the cry, is hesitant to leave Sita alone, but Sita, fearing for Rama, urges him to go. Before leaving, Lakshman draws a protective line, Lakshman Rekha, around the hermitage, warning Sita not to cross it. As soon as Lakshman leaves, Ravana appears in the guise of a mendicant. He tricks Sita into crossing the Lakshman Rekha by feigning hunger and seeking alms. Once she crosses, Ravana reveals his true form, seizes Sita, and carries her to his flying chariot, the Pushpaka Vimana. Jatayu's sacrifice. As Ravana flies away with Sita, the ancient vulture king Jatayu, a friend of Dashrath, attempts to rescue her. He bravely fights Ravana but is old and ultimately defeated, mortally wounded by Ravana's sword, Chandrahasa. Sita, in her despair, drops her ornaments along the way, hoping someone might find them and inform Rama. Part 13. The Search and the War. Rama's grief and the search. Rama and Lakshman return to the empty hermitage and are plunged into despair upon finding Sita missing. They search frantically and eventually find the dying Jatayu, who informs them of Sita's abduction by Ravana and his direction of flight towards the south. Jatayu dies in Rama's arms, attaining salvation. Meeting Shabri and Sugriv. Their search leads them to the Rishimukha mountain, where they encounter Shabri, a devout old tribal woman, who had been waiting for Rama for years. She offers them wild berries she had tasted to ensure their sweetness, and Rama graciously accepts her humble offering, granting her salvation. They then meet Hanuman, the valiant and wise general of the Vanara, Manki, kingdom of Kishkindha. Hanuman is a devoted follower of Sugriv, the exiled Vanara king. Alliance with Sugriv. Hanuman brings Rama and Lakshman to Sugriv, who is living in exile after his brother Vali, the mighty Vanara king, usurped his kingdom and wife. Rama forms an alliance with Sugriv, promising to help him regain his kingdom if Sugriv helps him find Sita. Rama challenges Vali to a duel and, hiding behind a tree, fatally wounds Vali, as Vali had been granted a boon that half the strength of his opponent would be transferred to him. Rama's action is controversial to some interpretations, but is explained by the fact that Vali had committed a grave sin by taking his brother's wife. Vali dies, repenting, and Sugriv is crowned king of Kishkindha. Hanuman's journey to Lanka. Sundara Kanda. Sugriv mobilizes his vast Vanara army to search for Sita. Hanuman, empowered by his divine lineage, son of Vayu, deviant god, and blessed with immense strength and ability to fly, leaps across the ocean to Lanka. In Lanka, Hanuman searches extensively, finally locating Sita in the Ashoka Vatika, Ravana's pleasure garden. She is held captive, constantly threatened by Rakshasis, yet remains resolute in her devotion to Rama. Hanuman reveals himself to Sita, offering Rama's ring as proof. He reassures her, offering to carry her back, but Sita refuses, stating that Rama himself must come to rescue her, to preserve his honor and vanquish Ravana. Before leaving Lanka, Hanuman causes widespread destruction in the Ashoka Vatika, challenges Ravana's sons and warriors, and allows himself to be captured. He uses this opportunity to deliver a warning to Ravana, setting fire to Lanka with his tail, Lanka Dehin, before leaping back across the ocean. Building the Setu, bridge to Lanka. Hanuman returns to Rama with news of Sita. Rama and his army, now joined by Ravana's righteous younger brother Vibhishan, who had been banished by Ravana for advising him to return Sita, decide to build a bridge across the ocean to Lanka. The divine architect Vishwakarma's sons, Nala and Neela, with the help of the entire Vanara army, construct the Ram Setu, Rama's bridge, using massive boulders and trees that float on water due to a divine blessing. Part 4. The Great War, Yuddh Kanda. The Mahayuddha, Great War. The Vanara army crosses the bridge, and a fierce war ensues between Rama's forces and Ravana's mighty Rakshasa army. The war is characterized by intense battles, incredible feats of valor, and devastating losses on both sides. Key battles and events include Indrajit's illusion. Ravana's son Indrajit, a master of illusionary warfare, creates an illusion of Sita's death to demoralize Rama's army. Hanuman reveals the deception. Lakshman's Murcha and Sanjeevani. Lakshman is severely wounded by Indrajit's Indrastra, a powerful weapon. He falls unconscious, and only the Sanjeevani herb from the Dronagiri mountain can save him. Hanuman flies to the Himalayas, and unable to identify the herb, brings the entire mountain, saving Lakshman's life. The deaths of mighty warriors. Many valiant Rakshasa warriors, including Kumbhakarna, Ravana's gigantic brother who sleeps for 6 months, Indrajit, who uses his illusionary powers to great effect but is eventually slain by Lakshman, and countless others, are killed in battle. Ravana's final stand. Finally, Rama confronts Ravana. The battle is long and arduous. Ravana, having accumulated immense power through penance and boons, is difficult to defeat. Rama struggles against him until Vibhishan reveals the secret to Ravana's immortality, a pot of nectar hidden in his navel. Rama aims his arrows at Ravana's navel, eventually killing the demon king. Sita's Agni Pariksha, ordeal by fire. After Ravana's death, Sita is brought before Rama. To the shock and dismay of all, Rama expresses doubts about her purity, stating that she has been in another man's house. To prove her chastity and honor, Sita undergoes an Agni Pariksha, an ordeal by fire. A pyre is lit, and Sita walks into the flames. The fire god Agni himself emerges from the flames, carrying Sita, unharmed, and attesting to her purity. He declares that she is untainted and devoted to Rama. This event, while controversial to modern sensibilities, serves to publicly validate Sita's unblemished character in the context of the time and the societal expectations. Vibhishan's coronation. Vibhishan is crowned the new king of Lanka, fulfilling Rama's promise to him. Part 5. Return to Ayodhya and later life. The Pushpaka Vimana and return to Ayodhya. With the war won and Sita rescued, Rama, Sita, Lakshman, Hanuman, Sugriv, Vibhishan, and the entire Vanara army returned to Ayodhya in the Pushpaka Vimana. As they approach Ayodhya, Bharat, having ruled as a true regent, joyfully greets Rama. He returns Rama's sandals and eagerly awaits the coronation. Rama's coronation. Rama Rajya. Rama is crowned king of Ayodhya. His reign, known as Rama Rajya, is celebrated as a golden age of peace, prosperity, justice, and righteousness. Dharma flourishes, and the people live happily and virtuously under Rama's benevolent rule. Sita's second exile. Despite the happy return, the story takes a poignant turn. Rumors and whispers among the populace about Sita's stay in Lanka reach Rama. To uphold his duty as a king and maintain public trust, and despite his personal anguish and conviction of Sita's purity, Rama makes the agonizing decision to send Sita into exile once again, even though she is pregnant. Lakshman reluctantly escorts Sita to the hermitage of sage Valmiki, the author of the Ramayana, on the banks of the Tamsa river. Birth of Love and Kush. In Valmiki's ashram, Sita gives birth to twin sons, Love and Kush. Valmiki raises them, teaching them the Vedas, archery, and the entire Ramayana epic, unaware of their royal lineage. The Ashwamedha Yagna and Rama's sons. Years later, Rama performs an Ashwamedha Yagna. Love and Kush, now young boys, attend the Yagna with Valmiki. They begin to recite the Ramayana, captivating the audience with their melodious voices and the epic narrative. Rama recognizes the story and, eventually, his sons. He learns of Sita's whereabouts. Sita's final departure. Bhumi Pravesh. Rama requests Sita to return to Ayodhya and prove her purity once more in front of the assembled public. However, deeply hurt and exhausted by the constant trials and public scrutiny, Sita decides she has endured enough. She calls upon her mother, Bhumi, Mother Earth, because she came from the ground, Earth, and it was time to go back with her. The earth splits open, and Bhumi Devi appears on a golden throne, embracing Sita and taking her back into the earth, thus ending her earthly life. Later years and departure of Rama, Lakshman, and Bharat. Rama rules Ayodhya for many more years, guiding his kingdom with wisdom and justice. Eventually, the time comes for him to return to his divine abode. One day Yam, the god of death, disguised as a sage and asked to have a word with Ram, but he had some circumstances, that no one must enter the door and the person who did will have a death penalty. Yam had came to say that Ram's avatar would about to end, and before him Lakshman would have to die because Lakshman was Shesha, and for Vishnu to go back to Vaikuntha, Shesha would have to be there ready to serve his master. Right in the middle of the conversation, sage Durvasa came to the door where Ram and Yam were talking. Lakshman, who was guarding the door, did not allow him in. But since sage Durvasa was a very hot-tempered sage and threatened to curse the city of Ayodhya to burn down to ashes, so for the safety of the kingdom Lakshman went in to inform Ram about the arrival of sage Durvasa. But before Ram could get angry, Lakshman explained the reason of the disturbance. After that, Lakshman went straight to the Saryu river and drowned, returning to Vaikuntha as Shesha just as Yam told him. Unable to bear separation from Lakshman, and having completed his earthly mission, Rama also decides to depart. He went to the Saryu river with his other brothers, and declared Kush, the older brother, against Love, the king of Ayodhya, and entered the river relinquishing his mortal form and returning to his divine form as Lord Vishnu. Bharat and Shatrughan also follow, departing from their mortal bodies and rejoining their divine counterparts. The Ramayana concludes with the end of Ram's avatar, and his sons were appointed the kings of Ayodhya and other parts of the kingdom, ensuring the continuation of the righteous lineage. This epic narrative, with its intricate characters, profound moral dilemmas, and timeless themes, continues to resonate deeply in Indian culture and beyond, serving as a beacon of dharma and an embodiment of ideal human values. If you want more like this, then don't forget to like and subscribe.